audience tonight.
Male volunteers, yes.
Right, but let's don't take away from the wrestling talent of Heidi Lee Morgan. She's not only flamboyant, she is one of the best wrestlers in the business today.
She is quick, she is agile, and she knows her business.
And this should be a classic match between Debbie Combs and Heidi Lee Morgan, two of the best lady wrestlers in the world. And, of course, the world of flair. Fantastic ladies appearing in the international rings. We bring you only the best every week right here on Flair from around the world. You'll see all of the top wrestlers, lady wrestlers from everywhere in the world today right here on Flair. Now that move by Heidi. All right, Heidi Lee able to move out of the way. Debbie Combs, smart move you might say, tripped her as she was going back from that situation in the ropes, then tried to dive on her, but Heidi Lee saw it coming, moved out of the way, and left her a little embarrassed laying on the ring. Now look at this, Debbie Combs having some problems with.
And our referee, Jose, has gone out of his way to do just that.
That's right. One of the things I like about the officials here in Flair is the fact they stand back and let the ladies wrestle. They're there strictly to break when there are any infractions or to make the countouts. And as we just saw, we saw Debbie Combs using the hair, and the referee down there asking. Of course, if he didn't see it, he can't call it. And look at Debbie Combs right now yelling out here to you and I, Bonnie, and I think she's taking a look at that blonde hair and wondering who this is out here and what you're up to.
Uh-oh, might be trouble later on.
Well, Debbie Combs right now with a short arm scissors on the arm of Heidi Lee Morgan. And just look at the pressure she's putting there on the wrist and the elbow. But Heidi Lee able to turn it over and puts Debbie into a pinning situation. Oh, but did you see that shortcut? She takes the hair, and this time it was right on camera. There was no doubt whatsoever that she pulled the hair of Heidi Lee Morgan to turn that situation back. And once again, there Heidi Lee has her. And there you have it. You can see it right there just as plain as day. Debbie Combs is using the hair of Heidi Lee Morgan to escape from those pinning situations that we're seeing.
And she seems to be, Debbie Combs seems to be having a constant battle of words with our referee.
That's right. She and Jose are not seeing eye to eye. Now here we go once again. Heidi Lee this time has her turnover and could get a pin. The referee went around to take a look and still unable to catch Debbie Combs. You know, Debbie's mother, Cora Combs, as we said, was a world champion many times in wrestling organizations all around the world, and it's evident, Bonnie, that she has taught her daughter well in all of the tricks of the trade and all of those little sneaky shortcuts that we see Debbie Combs using.
Well, you know, tonight Debbie Combs does have about a 20-pound weight advantage over Heidi Lee Morgan.
And we see the arrogance in Debbie Combs, and she better be careful because Heidi Lee Morgan is a fantastic athlete, a lot of recuperative powers, and if she's not careful, Heidi Lee Morgan is liable to turn this situation around.
Ooh, clothesline right across the neck of Heidi Lee Morgan.
That's right, and Bonnie, not only has she had the wind taken out of her, but that's got to make it harder to breathe. Now, what is this? A noggin knocker. She takes Heidi Lee and puts her head between her knees, jumps up and down, and that's sort of like when somebody clamps their hand on your ear. You know, that popping sound you hear. Imagine that on both sides. Heidi Lee into the ropes. She ducks under. Now, what is she doing here? She goes
flying body press.
She's got a cross body block, a flying body press, and able to get a 2 count. There's a drop kick from Heidi Lee Morgan this time. She does a standing drop kick on that one after a cartwheel, and Debbie Combs a little bit confused, but and as always, Debbie decides the best way out is just a good old-fashioned punch. Heidi Lee Morgan says, all right, if that's the way you want to play, let's play some of that. Brings her up, body slamming now. Body slam, Debbie Combs. And now look at this. Here she goes up to the second rope, flipping around. Oh, Debbie Combs saw that one coming. Did you see Debbie move just a little bit just before that?
She sure did.
She knew what was coming, and in that case, she brought her knees up and was able to knock the wind out. Heidi Lee goes over, pulls her down. Only able to get a 1 count there, and the referee a little bit out of position, or we might have had more. Heidi Lee brings her over, gives her a roll, now goes up, going for, this time going up for a standing leg scissors, brings Debbie Combs over. Debbie Combs' head hit right on the mat. A 2 count out of that one. And what excitement we're having in this match. You know, we knew this was going to be a great match with these two competitors, Bonnie, and sure enough, Debbie Combs and Heidi Lee Morgan, look,
Ooh, ouch.
Bonnie, I'm going to let you tell everybody how that has to hurt.
Yeah, Yes, it certainly can. There's some soft muscles there in the front, Joe.
That's right, and she's doing it again, and that time, and a great camera angles by our cameraman Oz, getting a great angle on that. This time, Debbie Combs switches, throws Heidi Lee Morgan into the corner, and Heidi Lee this time takes the punishment as her head and her back hits. But Debbie Combs comes to charge the corner and goes all the way over the top rope. She hit her head on that stool. She just barely missed the bell, but that is a hard concrete floor, and I don't know how Debbie Combs will be able to get up from that. She came all the way over the top rope. The referee is trying to count out, but Debbie Combs is down. Heidi Lee Morgan goes out. That stops the count. Now, that was a mistake on Heidi Lee, I'll tell you, because I think she would have counted Debbie Combs out in that situation. But Heidi Lee Morgan went after her. Now she's ramming her head into the ring, and now going back up into the ring. This has given Debbie Combs a chance to get back into the ring. That might have been a mistake on the part of Heidi Lee Morgan. Heidi Lee drapes Debbie Combs over the ropes, pulls her down across the ropes, brings her back in, now goes for a slam, and now what are we going to see? She's going back to the ropes. Now, evidently, she thinks that she can go back and take this high-risk move once again. This time she's on the second rope. She does a cross body block, but Debbie Combs pulls her over. There's the 1-2. She's pulling. There you see she has the crux just as plain as day, but the referee didn't see it. Debbie Combs out.
The winner of the match,
rolled her over after coming off the rope.